scenario?
Trayvon Martin scenario. Well, I believe that was a misunderstanding on both halves, what's his name? Zimmerman misunderstood Trayvon, and Trayvon misunderstood Zimmerman, and it ended up in a whole. Yes, I saw a lot of reactions to that all over the place. People were talking about it all over the place, and I don't really pick sides on that.
Right.
Ferguson,
What's
that's
happening?
just one of many incidents that happen where injustice has been served. Someone's innocently shot. Or someone innocent has been shot, and it's just I think cops abuse their power. They abuse it tremendously. And it's their duty to serve and protect us, but who's going to serve and protect us against them? It's the thing. I don't.
And have you heard about the incident that happened here in Asheville with AJ Marion?
I have not yet. Is this recently?
This was a few months back. He's a high school student that just recently graduated, was about to go into AV Tech. And there's a lot of interesting circumstances around his death, as far as there was a gun that was found 100 yards away, and they're saying that was his gun. And they won't.
Cops known to have been corrupt. Sometimes they plant evidence just to make themselves seem like oh, we're not at fault, but who's really going to question them? Someone like us, nobody to the eyes of society, against the word of a cop, Even if we're telling the truth and they're telling a lie, society is always going to believe them over us, just because we're dirty kids. But
Right. What do you think the people of Asheville would have to say about it in general, like the average folks out here?
It depends what side you're talking to. You're talking to the society that works and has a job and is civilized, or are you talking to us who are free and out on the streets? Depends which side you look at.
Okay, Trayvon Martin and all the rest of them. I remember Rodney King, and that was kind of the first great big thing in my life. That had been going on where, when I was born, the cities had just burned over Martin Luther King. You know what I mean? So I kind of remember that. I remember the name of my first black friend in school. Now now that I'm like more experienced in the world, and I've traveled. I've been homeless in Atlanta, Georgia, and I've watched where 13% or so, whatever the percentage is of a certain population, being black, African American, whatever people want to be popularized in turn, are committing the majority of violent crimes against each other and others. The police are oppressive. That's period. And if they think they can get away with it, they're definitely going to. But it happens every day. I have a friend of mine I introduced Lisa to. He's got a great big scar on his head. Now he's kind of retarded and he's completely blind, and he needs his mom to help him lead him down the sidewalk homeless. And I remember when it happened over in Pisgah View Apartments in nice little Asheville, North Carolina, where some black kids surrounded his car, and he had nothing to do with anything else that was going on. He had dropped somebody off, he was waiting for somebody to get in the car. And they threatened him. They throwed a cinder block through his front windshield and knocked his brains out. Now he's blind. But you don't hear of any riots. You don't hear of, what about my friend Shorty? There's no big posters. So because the media will play it, they'll take one victim if they want to make Chinese the next ones or Italians the next one. And it's a horrible thing. I think the police ought not do that. I think they ought to have more responsibility. The cops, when I was kids, were a little different. Now they're Gestapo. Now it's not about the color of your hide, it's about the color of the green that you've got in your pocket. They love you in Asheville. You could just wear the stinkiest clothes you want to. If you got a money card or whatever, they love you at all these places because I live here. But if you're down and out, buddy, if you're down and out and you're in the wrong end of town, you're down and out and you're with a cop that's seen way too many tours in Afghanistan. I've got white friends that they twist their legs off and they have halos on their legs. It is unreasonable and unfair. I don't believe any citizen should die, especially ones that are unarmed. That's obvious. If I'm a trained fighter, I should be able to restrain you without physically harming you, because if I'm a police officer, my only job is to bring you to justice in front of the courts and not punish you. That's all I got to say. My name is Happy.
All right. Thank you so much, Happy.
All right, buddy.
Appreciate that.
My uncle flew a B-22 bomber, and he was in on the atom bomb, and that's why I was named Mark Twain Dockery as part of that.
Cool. Where are you from?
Here in Asheville.
Oh, right on. What brings you out here today?
I'm staying at the Salvation Army right now, but I just went to Kentucky and got my check in my own name because they have the no copay system. So I'm back now hunting for an apartment to rent.
Right on.
So I'll be out for the streets here this month.
Right on. You feel like you got everything you need lined up?
Yeah, I have a lot of backup in my file and stuff.
Okay, that's good. I mean, I'm saying, like you feel like the community here is supporting you, and like you got people that
the
are.
community really supports you. How you meet people out here on the streets and stuff. I talk to people.
Yeah.
I don't just walk the streets or anything. I talk to just about everybody comes by that the elderly, how they walk in the city, and I talk to them with say God bless you and stuff like that.
Sure. Just wondering about if you've seen anything about the riots that have been going on in Ferguson, or and like speaking to the injustices a little bit that are going on.
I believe in some things that they present on the streets. They're not really who they let on like they are. People, some in the hobo clothes, they're just like groups that gather and they have their own gathering. Even though they make a little bit of money, it's not really about the money. They just gather. So it's really a bunch of nonsense to hang around and talk, their philosophy when they're just coming from homes and not really out here on the streets and living it. But I mean, they have their own thing too. It's their gathering.
Yeah.
But I just don't hang around a lot of that because, I feel the people coming through that play the music, to carry it, the music industry, that dollar might have went to the promotion of, like a kind of memorial of, any legend that may have died and stuff. But I mean, I'm not against their gathering or whatever, but other people I think that deserve the break, it would have come if it wasn't for a lot of, nonsense. But a lot of them get drunk and go to jail all the time, the ones that I know anyway. That's the only reason I say that.
Yeah, I hear you. And
that's more or less kind of like a righted thing too, when you come out and just go around and cause trouble and stuff. These streets are for all of the citizens to have a good time, because this is a tourist town, and I think that's what it ought to become more and more. The people that deserve the help should get it.
You seen that there was a couple of days ago, there was some group of people going around, some young folks going around hurting people or something like that. Did
I
you see
heard
them?
about that.
Do you have any run-ins with them?
I met a guy that he protested about some people breaking a bottle, and he got jumped on, and he said the law caught the people.
Yeah, it's him.
Yeah, I had heard about that, and he just got a letter from whoever it was to thank him for them being caught, because he went after them when they hurt him and stuff. So I don't like to see violence and stuff. I just sit to myself and communicate. I traveled the John Lennon story, the mass, the shadow palms of John Lennon, and I support the music industry and for everybody, no matter who it is coming along. People that get the break they deserve. It ain't only working for it. If you deserve it, it should be there when you come for it.
Yeah, sure thing. Well, hey, bud, thank you so much, man. I appreciate your time.
You're welcome.
I am Zion Free Love. I'm a local here, unfortunately. 31. I just do what I gotta do these days. And for the most part, it's pretty good. But sometimes, this guy here, Mr. Anthony over here.
Yep.
Say, what's up, YouTube? What's up? How you doing? I am actually a local celebrity. Scandal there.
You guys, I saw reactions to Trayvon Martin and stuff like that around, and do you have any thoughts on that situation?
Yeah, it's like he doesn't, I don't know, kind of, like he doesn't exist no more.
Right.
But you will see people wearing those t-shirts. But I don't know, I guess it's how the world works. YouTube.
And what about the Ferguson riots and the Michael Brown's death and the police violence that's been going on? You haven't heard about that? Are you experiencing any interactions here with the cops in Asheville?
No, I'm good to go now these days.
Yeah, the cops aren't really, they're not harassing you or anything like that?
They don't bother you like that in Charlotte though, or Atlanta or anywhere like that.
Right.
I don't know. I guess they're how they do here. To harass people. It's hard. They smoke cigarettes no more. I think. You're outside, whatever.
Can't smoke cigarettes here in the park?
Can't smoke at the bus station either no more. Secondhand smoke. But you're outside. It shouldn't really bother you like that. Whatever.
Huh. Right on. So have you had any interactions with the police, one way or the other? Are they pretty cool here?
Yeah, it seems like here in Asheville they're all right. They're reasonable. You know, they do what they need to. But yeah, in other parts I can see how they get power hungry and abuse their power. But yeah, here in Asheville they're all right, I'd say.
Yeah. Cool. Right on, guys. Y'all have a good day.